This is Classic Hip Hop Storage Box with Sister Crystal here, and today I am coming through to wish a very happy 92nd birthday to Eartha Mae Kitt. Happy birthday in remembrance of Eartha Mae Kitt on today, January 17th, 2019. Eartha Mae Kitt was born in South Carolina in 1927, and she had a pretty difficult childhood. She was abandoned at an early age by her mother, and she was left in the care of, it says here, she was left in the care of some relatives that mistreated her. And from what I read, like, she was greatly neglected. She would, oftentimes, and I saw older videos where Eartha Kitt was talking about parts of her childhood, and she said that she would be on the floor under the table with the cats and the pets, and they would throw scraps to her, and she would get the scraps, fight for scraps with the cats. Now, this is what she was saying. Now, she was also a comedian, so I'm not sure if it was actually true that she actually had to fight for scraps with cats and dogs and stuff, but I do know, or I am aware that she was not treated kindly when she was growing up. So it's really amazing that she was a survivor and came up out of her humble beginnings and went on to be a great actress, singer. One of her biggest songs, Santa Baby, back in 1953. She's well known for that. It says here around age 8, Eartha Kitt moved to New York City, where she lived with an aunt. Now, I don't know if that's the aunt that allegedly mistreated her, but then she enrolled in a New York School of Performing Arts at around age 16. She won a scholarship for a dance troupe, so she toured with the dance troupe for several years, and then she went solo and everything like that. One of her another one of her big songs is I think it's a French song called C'est bon, and I hope I'm saying it correctly. I have a little bit of French, but anyway, so it's C'est bon, and I Want to Be Evil. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to go back and see if I can listen to those. But anyway, Eartha Mae Kitt, in her final years in her adult life, she worked tremendously throughout her life. She worked well into her 70s, and in 2008 on Christmas Day, she had passed away. But another interesting thing, and she passed away of colon cancer. Well, Eartha Mae Kitt did not learn that she had colon cancer until 2006, and she passed away 2 years later. So I am really wanting to learn more about these different cancers that people end up with. And by the time they catch it, it's so far gone that there's no chance for survival. So that's, I know I'm going into something else, but I just learned actually what she passed away from maybe a few weeks ago when I did a story on my other channel, Let's Talk Classic Hip Hop Remix, and I was commemorating the 10-year anniversary of her passing. So y'all can check that out. But I just wanted to do a quick happy 92nd birthday in remembrance of Eartha Mae Kitt. Check her out. She did so much during her career, and so I am gonna come back and do some more thing on Eartha Mae Kitt so you can learn more. People can learn more about her. Another interesting thing was that back in 1969 or late 1960s, she had a disagreement with the then president's wife. I think it was president, not president, it was the first lady, Lady Bird or something, back in 1969, and they was talking about civil rights, something about the civil rights movement, and she had a disagreement with the first lady, the then first lady of the United States of America, and because of that disagreement, Eartha Kitt was quote unquote blacklisted, and she was unable to get work in the United States, so she ended up being exiled for about 10 years and having to work exclusively overseas until 1979, when she starred in a Broadway theater play called think it was called Tabuki or something like that. And her first time back in the United States, she received like a several minutes of a standing ovation when she came back to the United States of America. So she was a woman that was really big into just human right when people weren't being treated fairly. And I do believe that she was prompted by that because of her own upbringing and the fact that she was abandoned and everything. So she always wanted to look after other people who felt abandoned and have a difficult time, including people of color and the LGBT community. She was a big advocate for them too, because in some interviews I saw where she said, hey, I know what it's like to be rejected and feel rejected. And so she was a big supporter of the LGBT community and the, civil rights movement, just rights for all humans. So Eartha Mae Kitt, we love you. Thank you for your precious works that you've left behind for us, and we can continue to keep your memory alive. But again, this is Sister Crystal with Classic Hip Hop Storage Box, and take the time to learn more about Eartha Mae Kitt on the 92nd anniversary, what would have been her 92nd birthday. So we love you. And again, this is Sister Crystal with Classic Hip Hop Storage Box. And until next time, take care.